Guys, very special guest on the channel. We've got Zeljko from Crypto Grit. Welcome to the channel, Zeljko, and thanks for taking the time out to come on.
Hello, kids. Thank you. Thank you for having me today.
No problem. So we're going to talk a little bit about mine and Zeljko's journey because our YouTube journey started exactly the same places, and we've both ended up in different directions with different niches, but we've kept in touch and we've helped each other along the way. So he's a good friend of mine, and we've been on our journey for YouTube for around about 3 years now, isn't it, Zeljko?
Yeah. It's been something like that. Yeah.
There were some nervous days, weren't they?
Yeah. Now I feel that a lot of people in the current markets are feeling similarly, like kind of nervous. They don't know like whether we already had a top or it's just the beginning, right? So yeah.
Yeah, we're back at that phase now where we're about to start getting hopium. We've had a bit of a bullish week this week, we can say, and everybody's thinking alt season's going to be confirmed again within the next few days, but we will have to see. I'll tell you something though, the news is starting to get more positive, and we are waiting for that catalyst. And we've talked about it before in the past in length about resetting the market, getting rid of the weak hands, all of these new people at crypto that have got the gains, that have sold at these low levels, and who is it going to be buying back at those low levels? That's just the way that the rotation of capital actually works. And to be honest with you, it is a time now where people are starting to get interested. We've had a couple of green candles, everyone's getting that hopium back, but we don't know what the market's going to do ultimately. It needs that driving catalyst. The conditions are nearly there at the moment, so we'll have to see over the coming days and weeks.
Yeah. I agree with you on that part. Yeah.
But I mean, what we were going to talk about in this video, we were going to talk about, you've got something interesting on the chart that you showed me that blew my mind the other day. So I wanted you to share that with the community. And then I'm also going to do a little bit of analysis. And then we're going to be talking a little bit about your channel, Zeljko, and the direction that you've moved to, and a little bit about yourself. So did you
Yeah.
share your chart first? Because this thing actually blew my mind the way that this worked out. And I've been saying for a while, May's going to be the red herring. May is going to be the red herring. I can feel it this year that everybody's saying sell in May, walk away. But what you are showing us now shows us something completely different. And this coincides with a couple of things. It coincides with the FOMC meeting and potentially the actual rate cut that's going to happen. And it coincides with something else, what I've been saying for a long time, that May, sell in May, walk away is actually going to be that red herring in the market.
So one thing that I already noticed before is like high correlation of M2 money supply in correlation to Bitcoin price. But one thing that everybody thought of, me including, is that we all looked at like 75 days delay of M2 money supplies in comparison to Bitcoin chart. And then I actually came across some tweets from Colin Talks Crypto. This guy's great and he has already done some great stuff like CBBI index. It's something that everybody should look at as well, like how much we are positioned in a bull or bear market, and where are the odds like to go, what are the odds to go up or down. It aggregates multiple indicators to calculate this, and he actually calculated that the correlation of M2 money supply with 107-day offset is much higher in comparison to 75, which everybody is looking for. So everybody delays it for 10, 11 weeks, and it's actually slightly longer. And if you look at this chart, it actually merges a lot together. Let it load just before 2022 as well. Yeah, we can see M2 money supply expansion, but like during this time when we experience bear market, it correlates pretty closely. And if you look now it's like super close correlation, which means if this actually follows, that we're gonna experience another pullback, maybe even hit a lower low in comparison to this one. And then if we keep following this, we expect expansion in the market, which means that we're gonna get the bull market starting from the May pretty much, since this correlates exactly. If you look into the dates, it correlates with the May. And if we compare it to what we had in a previous bull market here, we also saw a pullback in M2 money supply exactly that correlates with the pullback that we had in the crypto markets, and when everybody thought that this is the end of the bull market, we pretty much reached another top and expansion exactly as we are seeing it currently that is happening here. So this is what we should expect that we should all be excited for in the future.
It is a very strong correlation. It matches perfectly, doesn't it? So it is something that I'm going to build into my analysis going forward and see if we do follow that. I mean, it'll be invalidated if we break that moving average, won't it, at the end of the day? And that's how you can monitor if it is invalidated going forward and if the pattern's going to change at all. That's really interesting though, Zeljko. That is something that blew my mind. And what is that date that you put right at the end there? That was the 6th of May. What date's that, Zeljko? That's the
Yeah, it's pretty much start of the May. Like sometimes it's like, as you can see, we have these upward trends. Still, even thought it's like few days kinda off, but the correlation is still pretty high. So even if it goes like few days earlier or few days later, like the trend should usually remain as we can see it in M2 supply. So if the trend is downwards, it might be like 5 days shorter or 5 days closer. But yeah, it's usually where it follows, right?
and that's
So
when
we might even stay in a range here for a while and then go upwards. But it's something, yeah. I expect us to not go anywhere until the end of March, which is approaching, and probably in April. But after the April, and yeah, we have what often people say, sell in May and go away. But I don't think this will be the case in this year, right?
everybody's saying it, aren't they, Zeljko? And we know what happens when everyone says something. But that's the date of the
Yeah.
FOMC, that at the end of that date of that correlation of the M2 money supply, right where the bottom is, that's the date of the FOMC meeting. And that's where
Oh, I didn't know
potential
that.
Fed, the potential Fed pivot is going to be actual, where they're going to start reducing the rates and reducing the rates. And that coincide with stimulus, which coincides with the M2 money supply increasing, which coincides with refinancing of world debt. And it does make sense. Is it going to play out? Who knows? Markets will do whatever they want, but it is an interesting thing. And look how it's correlated. That's perfect.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's interesting that it correlates with FOMC meeting as well. Yeah, makes sense completely.
Yeah. I mean, if you stop sharing your screen, Zeljko, I'll show you a couple of things that I've been watching. I've got a video that I'm dropping later on about Polygon and a trade that I'm potentially looking to take, but I will share my screen. Just share that. Share screen, and here we go. So we're looking at initially this Bitcoin dominance, and I've got it on the higher time frame, and this has been the pain in everyone's backside for the last, look how long, quite a long time now. This is where the initial wick was. This is now 51 days of this that we've been waiting for this thing to drop. Have we got any signals that it's going to drop yet? Not at the moment. So the signal that I want is to take out this previous low here. And this is going to be the start of where the altcoins start catching up against Bitcoin as far as profitability is concerned, as far as how much money people can make from a percentage terms concerned. Because we know that Bitcoin's had its bull run. Bitcoin's had its bull run while we've been in this wedge 3 years. This is the bearish wedge. We got a fake out here. This is where everyone thought Altseason was going to start. This is where a lot of YouTubers said, we have started Altseason. My Altseason starts once we've got a break and once we've got a close of total 3. But I digress a little bit, but this Bitcoin dominance is the thing that's going to give me the strong indication. When we take out the 60% level, come back down to retest this, hopefully that support will turn resistance, and then we can really get the bull market going. But it's all about where liquidity lies. Bitcoin's got a lot of liquidity into it at the moment. Bitcoin is sitting at 61.49% of the whole of the crypto market cap combined. So we know that that's going to be the first indication of when the alt season, the rotation is going to occur. Bitcoin's done its gains, and the altcoins need to catch up. So a couple of things that we were looking at, Zeljko. We looked at the fear and greed index, and what I've done is I measured the bottoms here. These bottoms represent extreme fear in the market. So you zoom out and you zoom out, and these bottoms, when you look at the fear and greed index, every time that you're in extreme fear, look what's happened. We've had a big push to the upside, big push to the upside, each and every time that we've hit extreme fear. Now we're at that point again with Bitcoin. we're at that strong point again with Bitcoin, where we're expecting a bounce off here. We had a bullish divergence where we're putting in higher lows on the RSI. Quick look here. Just actually broken the 50 level, which has turned bullish as well on Bitcoin. So we're seeing a bit of strength, but the resistance point on Bitcoin is going to be around about the 93 to 94,000 level. And that's where we need to break and then start testing new all-time highs. Once we break new all-time highs, that's given conviction that Bitcoin is going to be running. Bitcoin's probably not going to run as hard, but people have got conviction that this is an actual bull market. So Bitcoin, how far have we got in the market? You zoom out, and there's a couple of things that I did on this, Zeljko. There's a couple of things that I did. So what I've done on here, let's get rid of the indicators. I've measured the bear market low to the bull market high. And I've measured here 152 weeks. This is the weekly chart. Then what I've done is I've measured the bull market high to the bear market low. And I've measured 52 weeks. 52 weeks. Then I've gone to the next cycle and I've measured the bear market low here to the bull market high. You've got 152 weeks. So we've got 152 weeks. We've got 52 weeks in the bear market. You've got 152 weeks in the bull market. And guess what? From the high to the bear market low, 52 weeks. So that's a little bit uncanny, right, Zeljko? So you've got 52, 152, 52, 152. Is it going to play out like this again? Probably not, Zeljko. However, it gives us an estimation how long this bull run's going to last. It gives us 152 weeks. So 152 weeks will take us all the way to the 13th of October. Is it going to end on the 13th of October? Pretty much, definitely not. However, it gives us that estimation. It lets us understand how long we've got for us to get that alt season. Doesn't look long, but from where we are now, that is 30 bars. So 30 bars, is 30 bars enough for an alt season? Definitely. Next thing that I want to look at is the DXY. Why do we look at the DXY? Because we want a weak dollar. So I had a bounce from the DXY. This is where we expected to get a bounce from the DXY. Now we're in a downtrend. We're putting in lower lows and then we're putting in lower highs. So you expect this 38.2% retracement to be a rejection point from this downtrend and then another move to the downside. That's what we want. Where's it going to come and get a support bounce? Here. Support, support, support. So down here, about 99% would give us enough wiggle room for the first part of the alt season. Second part of the alt season, if the dollar comes back down here, that will be a ripper of an alt season. Things will fly. But ultimately, this is my strategy for coming out. This is the total free. There's the all-time high of total free from the bull market of 2021, November 2021. That's when we got an absolute smash to the downside. So this is all of the altcoins collectively, outside of Bitcoin, outside of Ethereum. And you can see we did get hit hard. Now, has alt season happened? Are we going to get an alt season? Now, you tell me this, Zeljko, if you actually think about it realistically. There was the top. We were at 1.13, 1.14 trillion. We've come back and we've hit 1.14 trillion. We rejected from 1.14 trillion. We've put in a higher low. We've done a bounce. This is still a 5-wave move that hasn't played out. So we're in wave 4 and then a big wave 5 would break through. Now, we look at 2021 and we look at 2025 and we look at the technology advancement from crypto from 2021 and 2025. And we can see, Zeljko, we've been in there for the last 4 years and we can see the advancement of chip technology that's happened. And you've got to ask yourself, are more people in crypto now? Is the transactional value of these new cryptocurrencies and things that are actually adding value to the world adoption, things that are going to be actual reserve currencies, do you think that collectively cryptocurrency is not going to break the all-time high of the previous 2021? Seems to me that it's logical that it is. Everybody's given up now, Zeljko.
Yeah.
Right, next thing that I want to look at, Zeljko, sorry, I digress. We'll look at the Ethereum quickly and then we'll look at Ethereum, Bitcoin, and then we'll move on. So this is the thing that's got to move the market, Ethereum. For Ethereum to move the market, we need to take back the 38.2% retracement of its previous all-time high. That is sitting at $2,380. Once we break that, I can see a big surge in Ethereum. And from where price action is now, that is to the upside, the 618, that is 67.57%. When you actually think of that from monetary terms, how much the market cap would increase if Ethereum increased by that much. It would give so much confidence in the market. And then we would get our ETH season. And we know that every time that we've got a Bitcoin season, Bitcoin outperforms altcoins collectively. When you get an ETH season, within the ETH season, you've got your alt season. That's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for this big ETH season. So that's what I'm looking at in the charts, Zeljko. I'll just stop sharing the chart now because
I just want to jump in, regarding the point that you made. Like, I think it's same for the crypto markets as it applies for us as humans, that we often overestimate what we can do in a year, but underestimate what we can do in a 10. I think the same applies for the industry. There are some products, for example, in like DeFi AI, that I thought we should have them much earlier, but they are still not fully completely done. That you can, for example, bridge assets with prompts, with one click, that these things are done it automatically. For example, I switched to gaming niche, right? And for example, if you have your assets on one chain and you want to buy something in game on another chain, you need to know how you can do that. To bridge the assets, you need to know that you need to have underlying asset of the chain to be able to pay fees, and these things. And I think, we're gonna have like huge evolution of Web3 industry overall, when all these things will be done like seemingly in a way that you can just deposit your assets and all the things. If you need to bridge, that is done automatically, for example, for you. And
yeah,
this is like one thing that will bring the industry like a lot further than where it is currently, because I feel for a lot of people all these things are not easy. And also from the security perspective, often it's very risky when you're doing some actions on chain. Like, if you're not a Web3 native user, it might end up that you send your assets to the wallet that doesn't exist or something like that, or the address is on different chain that's not L2 compatible, for example, or something similar. So yeah, I
yeah.
think we're gonna see the progress of the industry forward.
That's when it becomes seamless. That's when everyone will start to use it. And we've all done that.
Yeah.
We've all sent things to the wrong addresses. Some have lost a little bit of money. Some have lost a lot of money. What I want to talk about next, and guys, go and watch Crypto Grit. Go and join and subscribe to Crypto Grit. He's going to be a friend of the channel, and he's going to start bringing value to the channel because this guy is a gaming expert. But before we get onto that, Zeljko, those things in the background, those trophies, talk to
Ah,
us
they're
about talk to us about that, Zeljko.
they're from powerlifting mainly, some arm wrestling, but I had some injury which is not looking nice and hope to recover soon.
Look at the size of your arms compared to mine, Zeljko. We were
Uh
talking, I'm 10 and a half stone. Zeljko's 22 stone.
it's
Look at the size of him.
it's never enough size. You always want to get bigger and stronger if it's possible. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got some trophies there, Zeljko. I think you're hiding most of them. Yeah, look at all that.
Yeah, some of them, yeah.
Super power lifter, no. But
It's the
no.
angle of the camera, yeah.
But no, I think that's probably about it for now. It's been great having you on the channel, and it's been great catching up as always, Zeljko. Hopefully you'll be able to be more on the be more of a friend of the channel, and we'll start seeing you more often. If you ever want me on your channel, just let me know.
Yeah. Thank you, Keith. It was a pleasure to be a guest on the channel, and yeah, hope to do stuff together in the future as well. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Zeljko. Take care of yourself, and goodbye, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. See ya.